If you've been on TikTok for the past few weeks, you've definitely seen these weird home design videos, where this guy called Little John turns a 30 square meter apartment or 360 square bananas and freedom units into a fully functional living space. So I decided to turn this concept into a game.
Little John helped his grandpa hide their treasure and immediately got a house from him.
So my idea was to give the player an empty room and some furniture to choose from. He then gets some weirdly worded objectives and he has to connect each of them to an item of furniture. Next, the player has to figure out how to fit all those things into a tiny room such that they're accessible.
This is a work of art.
And he gets graded based on how well he does. The first step was going through a bunch of those videos and gathering all the lore details, such as how everything is worded and which furniture is often included.
What? Bro, what are you talking about, man?
I opened up a Unity project and the first thing I realized is that the default sky looks shit, so I went to the good old Unity asset store and found a far nicer one. Then I put together a quick script that spawns the walls of the room. Almost. Okay, I fixed that, and now I can choose the dimensions of the room for each level and the game will correctly generate it, though the walls do look kind of ugly. There. Next up was choosing a character, and I picked this one up off of Mixamo, a great tool that has free character models and thousands of useful animations. By the way, his name will be Little Jimmy, which is completely different from
Little John, you—
Please don't copyright strike me, home design. Now it was time for the UI. So after trying and failing for about 12 minutes, I went back to the good old Unity asset store and picked up an UI pack. That gave me a great basis that I could turn into the UI that stores the furniture types you have at your disposal. I then added a bunch of furniture with all their names and models, and if you're wondering where I got all those from, now that all the furniture correctly shows up in the UI, I can actually start placing them in the level. And this totally didn't take me 3 hours to make. I also added some code which allows for certain furniture to be placed only on walls, and with the rotate button you can change which wall it is on. Now for the hard part, the procedural objects, aka those whose size and shape is decided by the player. I decided to make this by allowing the player to place 2 separate dots that will act as corners for the object, and then some coding magic connects them up. Then I added
galvanized square steel,
and that's all the different types of furniture done. The only thing I was missing was a mattress, so I went to the Unity asset store and... oh. Since no asset had only a mattress without the rest of the bed frame, I had to actually do some work myself. Ugh. And here is the bed, so let's see what you can now put together in this game. I think it's coming together quite nicely. Next up, I added a door, gravity that enables once you submit the room, and a timer that automatically submits once you finish. However, right now this isn't much of a game, so it's time to add some objectives, which will show up at the top right of the screen. Also, I finally made the icons for the furniture and made the place buttons stand out a bit more. To check whether you completed an objective, I added a special box for each item of furniture that is the useful zone, aka if something is there, the item is deemed inaccessible and you failed the objective. Now that I have the code that checks whether you completed the level, I needed a way to show this information to the player, and what better way than letting them create their own special home design video. So now when you finish designing your room, the camera will go one by one through all the stuff you put in. Then I made some particles for the shower. They look shit right now, but we'll deal with that later. I made it so that you fail if the door can't open, and I added a score summary that also lets you go to the next level. Now for the sound effects. And what would a home design video be without the uncanny AI voice?
Little Jimmy spent 3 years saving up for this apartment. You have 5 minutes to set it up and make him happy.
So I generated the voice for each objective and for some special cases like if you forget to add some item. And now the ending sequence looks something like this.
Let's see how little Jimmy set up his apartment. He placed a soft mattress on eco-friendly wood veneer. It was big enough to fit both him and his girlfriend. He installed a 2-in-1 washing machine and dryer to save time on boring tasks and focus on world domination. Little Jimmy forgot to put in the other items of furniture.
I had to add some button prompts to tell the player how to play since the controls were so simple.
No! God, please, no! No!
Oh, and I finally fixed the shower animation. But right now, the game has only one level, so it's time to start turning this into an actual game.
Excited, he opened the door but found the house was only 0.1 square meters.
I first made a basic main menu that also stores all the level data, like the dimensions of the room and which objectives have to be completed for that level. Then, to make it look nicer, I designed an example of a room you can build in the game that will be on the right side of the screen. And on the left side will be the game's logo. The game will be called Little Jimmy's Home Designer. So after putting all that together and making the buttons look a bit nicer, here is the main menu of the game. Because I accidentally finished too many times,
That's what she said!
I added an "Are you sure" screen, and then I fixed up all the fonts because the old ones look shit. Also, the apartment now falls apart if you fail the level. And then I added some more types of furniture so that I can actually design more than 3 levels. Yeah, it was finally time for that, so I got to work making the levels. I first noted down which objective corresponds to which furniture type, and then I decided which objective will be given for each level, gradually introducing the mechanics as the game goes along. Finally, I added an end screen which appears when you complete all the levels and shows how much time it took you to do everything. So with all that done, this is how the final game looks. So this is what you're greeted with when you boot up the game, and let's click play. I've already played a few levels, so this isn't going to be level 1.
Little Jimmy spent 3 years saving up for this apartment. You have 5 minutes to set it up and make him happy.
Okay, let's see what objectives we have. The first one is to rewatch Breaking Bad for the 86th time, and that's going to be television. So let's put it up there so we have space for the other stuff. Then for sleep in a cold room, we're going to need a bed and an AC. So let's put the AC in first, and then we'll see where we'll put the bed. We're going to place the bed on galvanized square steel, because of course that's best. And we're also going to add some eco-friendly wood veneer. There we go, and now we can put in the mattress, if I can maneuver it up there somehow. Okay, we got it. So what's next? Wash himself after a tough day of work. For that we'll need the shower head. And let's put it right there. I won't be doing all the objectives right now, but for example, let's do the 7th one, relax on the softest cushions on the market. So let's add the sofa. There we go. And finally, let's do the 8th one, which is the coffee table. There. So let's see how we did.
Let's see how Little Jimmy set up his apartment. Little Jimmy installed a flat-screen television set so that he could watch all his favorite shows on repeat. He placed a soft mattress on eco-friendly wood veneer. It was big enough to fit both him and his girlfriend. Next, Little Jimmy installed a steel shower head so that he could freshen up whenever he got smelly. Little Jimmy installed a soft cushion sofa where he can feel like he's floating on clouds. He installed a very low coffee table so that he can eat or drink comfortably on the floor. Little Jimmy forgot to put in the other items of furniture.
That's it for this video. If you want to try out this demo version of the game, you can download it on my itch.io account. It will be the first link in the description. I'm excited to see what kinds of homes you guys can design. You can always send me pictures of them on my Instagram account at devotegames. If you guys really like the game, I can make a part 2 of this video where I'm going to finish it and publish it on Steam or somewhere. So if you want to see that happen, like the video and subscribe, but I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.
Eyes in the sky, gazing far into the night. I raise my hand to the fire, but it's no use, 'cause you can't stop it from shining through. It's true.